Ready? Okay. Q&A. And we asked you guys some questions on Instagram. All right, the first one, someone asked, how will you know if he is the right man for you? I feel like when you're a teenager, you don't know what you're talking about.
No.
Because like at that age, I know that feeling where you think you know everything, but then it's like as you get older, you realize, oh, you really don't know. But for her question, how will you know if he's the right man for you? I don't know. It's hard to like really say, but you just know. Like you have a feeling inside. I feel like you have a feeling of calmness, like in your heart, like you feel calm. Cause like I feel like when I met Chris and I was getting to know him, like when I realized he was the one, I felt like a sense of like your heart just feels like
peace.
Yeah, I just feel like that. You know what I mean? Like you don't feel like I don't know what's going on. Like you know, like you don't feel like that. You're supposed to feel like just at peace.
No, everybody says you'll know when you know you know.
Yeah.
Everybody says that, but I do think it feels different for everybody. But I do agree it's probably peace. I don't think there's any confusion involved.
Yeah. And then sometimes people will be with someone and just be doing normal stuff, and then maybe something bad happens, and then that person is there for them, and they realize like, oh wow, this is the person for me. So. That was a good question. Okay, she said, hello beautiful ladies. How do I co-parent with an ex who cheated on me? That's for you, Erica.
I would say that you have to separate the parent from your romantic relationship. If this person is a good parent, you want to do the best that you can to parent with them without making it about your relationship, because it's not about your romantic relationship, it's about the parent-child relationship. So you have to work to separate that and just keep your child in mind, because it's about the child.
Okay. You see a lot of that?
Yeah, I did have a lot of that. Yeah. And it's hard for people, because when you come in contact with that person, all those feelings come back. But you have to remember it's about the child, and the child sees all that drama and tension, and they feel it and they pick up on it. So just remember to try to separate the two, because if you don't live together and you're co-parenting, how much time are you really spending with that person? Not that much. Try to put those differences aside, for your kids.
Okay, that's good. What is the best way to get connected to a therapist? Is it appropriate to visit many?
Is it appropriate to what?
To visit many therapists.
Well, one way you can is through your insurance. You can call your insurance company. They can give you a list of providers that are near you, near where you live, or if you prefer, like near where you work. And then you can go online, look them up. You can look at reviews. You can also call them. A lot of therapists will do like a free consultation, or like not consultation, but kind of like a free talk to them on the phone, just to kind of fill them out. And I would say I don't think it's abnormal to see multiple, to see if you like. I think you should go see one. If it's not a good fit, try the next one. But there is a point where you should give it a try. You don't want to just bounce from person to person to person. You have to give it a try, because you have to remember sometimes in therapy you talk about things that you don't like, you're not comfortable with. So if you get challenged, it might make you not want to go because it's uncomfortable. So try to keep that in mind. Am I uncomfortable, or I don't like this person because they're challenging me, or is it just not a good fit for me? So consider that. But start with your insurance company. If you don't have insurance, you can also look on Psychology Today, and then you can contact those providers, because sometimes they have expensive prices. But if you ask them if they can exceed you on a sliding scale, they'll have discounts for teachers.
Oh, really? Oh, what's
depending on the industry you're in, or sometimes they'll say, well, how much can you pay? And you can work that out with them.
So how long is a good amount of time to like try somebody out to see if they're a good fit for you?
I would say maybe give it 2 or 3 sessions.
Okay.
Because the sessions are usually 45 minutes to an hour, so that's enough time to see.
Okay.
Unless you see them the first time, it's like red flag. Like, oh, I don't think so.
Someone said, hi Iffy, love you guys, hailing from Nigeria. Doctor of psychology. I think someone asking if you have a doctorate in psychology or something.
No, I have a master's in marriage and family therapy.
Okay. Where did you go to school?
I was Drexel. Drexel in Philly.
So what are you guys up to? Love you both ladies. Love you both beautiful ladies. Thank you. We're just chilling in Mexico. We needed a quick getaway. So we just decided to get up and go.
Very random.
Very random.
I just texted and said, I need to get out of here.
I know, like, yeah, Erica texted me that, and a couple days before, I woke up and I was like, I need to go somewhere. I was like, I wonder if Erica's available. And I was like, she's probably busy. And then I didn't say anything. And then you said it, and I was like, oh, thank God.
It always works out that way.
Someone said, what tips can you give for resolving arguments in relationships when one of us, in parentheses, him, is stubborn?
Oh my gosh. That's tough.
Yeah.
Well, I would say if it's an instance, I'm just thinking like right now, if that person is stubborn, it's probably not best to have those conversations in the heat of the moment. It's probably best to just table it for when you're both calm and can have a conversation, because I'm thinking of a stubborn person and then, you know, the heat of the moment, not really getting anywhere. You can also try, some people do this where you can have a conversation through writing. If you write, you know, what you want to say, give it to them, and when they calm down, they can read it and they can respond to you that way. And then maybe you can come together and talk about it.
That's good.
You can do that sometimes. And you don't want to use, you know, caps and all that. Just write it out.
And exclamation marks.
Yeah, you don't want to do that because you don't want to, you know, you don't want anyone to be provoked or anything. But if the person is really that stubborn, you need to have a conversation. Just wait until everybody's calm. You don't have to have the conversation in that moment. You know, write it out, give it to them, then come back and talk about it. That's one way.
That's good. Some like Chris and I, we have like we've over the times, you know, as getting to know each other, we've developed kind of like a rule book kind of thing. Like you can't use certain words. Like we can't use like what is it? You always. Yeah. You always or I always. We can't use that word. We can't use always. We can't use I'm sorry you feel that way.
Oh yeah.
No.
I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings.
I'm sorry that you feel like I hurt your feelings, you know, or that wasn't my intention. I know that wasn't your intention if it wasn't, but it still happened. You know what I mean? So yeah, those words, and then I think hate, like I hate when we can't use that.
I hate that.
Yeah, and then what else can we use? I forget. Actually, I think that's it. But yeah, those words, we can't use that. And then also, like, if we need to, like time. Like, so if Chris will, like, give, like, say I do something, and it's something that, you know, bothers him sometimes, he'll, like, cool down, and then he'll bring it up, like, another time. So he doesn't bring it up then, because he notices that, like, if you bring it up then, it's the wrong time, you know?
Yeah,
so
that's good.
Yeah. So, we've worked on it a lot, where it's like we rarely argue. We rarely argue. Like, I don't remember last time we had an argument.
That's good.
Yeah, and it was probably like, honestly, I think the last time we had an argument was like probably in March of this year.
So communication, especially
the
always, because it's not true.
Yeah.
You don't always. Nobody always does something.
Yeah. And then also that communication, that's the one thing, is like people, it's always cliche to say, oh, it's communication, but it really is, because like with us, we always have to be like, if somebody is bothered by something, like say it, like you know, like don't hold it in for weeks and months and then you bring it up later or something like that. And then don't bring, like when we argue, don't bring up past arguments.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Once that's over, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. Yeah. And then there was something, communication. So like if a lot of our arguments that we've had, it's always because of in my head I'm thinking like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do this, we're gonna do this, and then when it's time to do that, he has a different idea. And then I'm like, oh, but I thought, and it's like, but you didn't tell me, you know what I mean? So that's always it. So if we have plans and I have to go somewhere or do something or we think something, just say it so that the other person knows. So that's mainly what our arguments are always about, is like, oh, you didn't, like someone was thinking something and, you know, they just assume the other person would just go with it. So.
Yeah.
Okay, someone said, are there specific therapists that can conclude if you have a learning disorder? Like can you diagnose someone if they have a learning disorder? Like, you can? Okay.
Yeah, most talk therapists can diagnose if you have a learning disorder.
Are you a talk therapist?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Someone said, what is the best way to mend build a broken sibling relationship, specifically sister?
The best way to mend a broken sibling relationship?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, first step is both of you have to want the same thing. You know, you can't try to mend a relationship and the other one doesn't want the relationship.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing. And then like what we were talking about before, you have to communicate. And if you can't do it on your own, you could go see a therapist to help you with that relationship.
Like you both go?
Yeah, you can both go together for therapy. And if you don't live in the same area, you could do, there's therapists that do phone therapy, video therapy, so that you can, you know, both be present together. And you can always do your own work too in individual therapy, but definitely the best way would be for both of you to want the same thing and to, you know, make an agreement that talk about, you know, this is where we are right now, where do we want to be in our relationship, and kind of having that as your goal to get there, and talk about what's it going to take for us to get there. You know, what is it going to take for you, what's it going to take for your sister, and then start from there. I believe if you both want the same thing, it's possible.
Yeah, yeah. Unless someone is like, I don't know, have you ever, well, we both have sisters, so have you guys ever had a fight where it was like bad or something? Like you didn't talk for days or something like that?
I can't remember. Even like as kids growing up, there was never a time we were so bad we didn't talk for days.
Yeah.
You know, we usually get over things pretty fast. And even our adulthood, there's never been a time where like I'm not talking to you for days. And I know there's, I'm trying to think of it, because we don't talk on the phone every day, but we FaceTime sometimes. We're in communication every day.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, through text or whatever. There's times we got mad at each other, but there's never a time that something was so broken we had to end our relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, same with Inky. Like growing up, like if we have like little kid fights, I always remember like if I got mad at Inky, I'll be like in my heart, I knew I'm never talking to Inky again. You know what I mean? I'm never talking to Inky ever again. Like trust, like I want everyone to know. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then like 5 minutes later, we're like playing. You know what I mean? But it's just like, I just wonder like, how did I get to that point? And then it's like it just goes away just like that. But you'd be so mad when you're little. You know what I mean?
I always felt obligated as the oldest to be the bigger person. Like, okay, we need to move on. But even with my friendships, if my friend ever did anything I didn't like, I just move on.
Yeah, same with me. Like, I feel like with a lot of relationships, like with friendships, like I feel like if it's not worth the back and forth and stuff, then I'm just like, let me just let it go. I don't like stress. And I don't like living in stress. Like, you wake up every day and then you have like friend drama every day. Like, I can't live like that.
No. Especially my sisters, you know, we're close in age. So it's not like I've got my own world, you got your own world.
Yeah,
like we're doing the same stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we're at school together.
Yeah, and like the same, like sometimes the same group of friends and stuff like that. But in our adult life, Inky and I don't think we ever had a fight. I think there was one time I remember that like, we argued about not like back and forth, but like Inky was supposed to do my hair, and then like I think she was like tired or something, so she didn't do it. But like I depended on her for my hair, and then she didn't do it, so then I ended up having to do it myself. But it worked out. But I was like mad that that she couldn't do it, and I was so mad that like our parents noticed, and they were like, because we never been like that, so they were like, my dad was just like, you guys have to fix it. He was like, no. So he like brought us together and like mended it. But it was something so dumb like that, but it was, that's literally it. So yeah. Let's see. Dating somebody with a baby mom. She still wants him. How not to feel jealous. I don't know. I can't relate, but she still wants him. I don't know. I feel like, okay, with that situation, it's not her, it's him. You know what I mean?
That's
Like how does he act? What does he
Right.
say? What does he do?
What does he do to where you feel jealous
Mhm.
of this
Yeah.
woman? How does he handle the situation?
Yeah. Because like if the baby mom is like saying this and doing this, but he's just not saying anything, or if he's not helping the situation, or he doesn't tell her like, you know, don't do this or don't say this, or you know, then it's not her, it's him. He's the problem.
Because if she's doing something that's crossing the line or the boundary, he needs to say something about that.
Yeah. Said, ask Erica if all 3 of your relationships end the same way. Is there a pattern? My relationships?
Oh, I think they mean theirs. If all 3 of their relationships end the same way.
Oh, okay.
If all 3 relationships end the same way, that seems like a pattern.
Yeah, but it's like, well, it's kind of like if we could ask like how exactly do they end?
Yeah, how do they end? Because it could be they end the same way. Is that person ending it a certain way, or is it you? Maybe you have a certain style that you end your relationships. Like maybe you want to leave on certain terms. You're comfortable with ending them a certain way. So I think we would need more information.
Yeah, but like say I feel like if you say you dated 3 guys and the relationship ended the same way, kind of like see like, so I would say like make a chart like how were the guys the same, how are they different, you know, and if they're more of the same, like do you have like why do you grab, like I don't know, maybe like what about the personality makes you gravitate towards them, and then what about them that you don't like, you know, that kind of gets you to that point where you guys break up or something like that.
Yeah, or I know some people that have been ghosted every time. You know, maybe they think, well, they just ghost me every single time.
Yeah.
Is it me? Situations like that, I say, well, it's better that, hey, they weren't supposed to be around, so it's better that they're gone. You're gonna be that something was gonna get. You know?
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like, so if I don't know how to feel, I don't know how to respond, like if you're talking to someone that is ghosted, you know, but I kind of feel like it could be the guys that you're texting or talking to, because maybe you think it's serious, but to them it's not, and they're just trying to find a way to just like end it, you know, move on. Or it could be you, and it could be like maybe there's something that you don't know that you do that, you know, makes people be like, oh no, I can't be with them. Sometimes you have to like, I feel like after a relationship, it's good to reevaluate yourself mainly, but also to think about like after this relationship, you know, like what, I don't know, in my opinion, I feel like after relationships, you should always gather information on, okay, I like this in a partner, I don't like this, so that as you go on to the next one, you know what to think about, like personality and like quality and traits and stuff that you like about the person. So, you know, like look back on the relationship and why did it work, and like your, what's that word? Like your
deal breakers?
Yeah, like your deal breakers and stuff like that. Okay, someone said, should one seek therapy? I've heard people say that everyone should go to therapy. I've never been to a therapist before.
I think everyone could benefit because it just depends on what you want. You know, you don't have to have a mental health diagnosis or a serious mental illness to go to therapy. You could go because you're stressed from work. You just want somebody to talk to. Maybe there's some goals you want to reach. There's plenty of reasons to go to therapy. Sometimes I think
like I don't have any like what do you call it, like, you know, like mental illness or like drama in my life that like makes me feel like, but sometimes, as you said, I feel like it's good if you feel like to go to therapy just to vent, you know what I mean? Like sometimes I feel like maybe I should go to therapy just to vent, just to like, because I feel like, say like your sisters and then your mom and your husband, like you don't talk about the same thing to them. So you might leave out something with them, but maybe like that therapist, you can just dump it all. You know what I mean? Like just say everything about you know, all about yourself and stuff.
Yeah,
like
talk
that.
about your family.
Mhm.
If you have an insecurity that you want to talk about, or if you feel like I just want to be a better me, be my best self, it's a place you can go, you know, sort out where you want to go in life. There's plenty of reasons. You know, you don't have to, because, you know, there's such a stigma associated with therapy. But now I think it's becoming, you know, less and less and less of a stigma. More people are talking. Well, I don't know. Maybe because we have social media now, so people you are more aware of who goes to therapy.
Yeah,
you can go and just try it. You don't have to be in it forever. You can do every other week. You can do once a month. You can have 5 sessions.
Someone said, how do you know it's time to end a relationship, long distance, U.S. and Africa? I don't know. Long distance had time to end it?
I think that's something that we could talk about, you know, but only you really know when it's time to end.
I feel like long distance relationships, there's a lot of levels to it, and every kind is different. You know what I mean? So it's like, is it you guys are dating for 4 years, then you're long distance, or you just met a month, long distance, or you've met online, and it's always long. Like it's kind of like complicated, you know.
And is there an end goal? Is it okay next year or a few months?
Yeah, like, are you guys talking about planning on being in the same place? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know.
But if there's no end goal that, you know, we're gonna come together in, you know, X amount of time, that might be something. If it's just always gonna be long distance, you know, if you don't ever see each other, it just really depends on what you want.
Yeah, because I feel like I feel like with long distance, there has to always be that factor of knowing what each other wants, because it's just like what are we doing? You know what I mean? So I feel like long distance relationship kind of have to have a more kind of strict like outline of like what's the purpose of what we're doing.
Yeah,
stuff
what
like
do we
that.
expect? And what do you want? Do you feel like you want to date other people? Because in that situation, it wouldn't be fair to continue a relationship knowing you want to date other people and then not be faithful to that person. Like, that wouldn't be fair. Because long distance is a big sacrifice. You don't want to make that sacrifice for somebody who's not being honest with you.
So it's kind of complicated. I said, what makes you guys best friends? Well, for me, when I think about it, I always say like, why Erica's my best friend is because I feel like you stay the same. Like, how do I explain this? You know, like you're the same person. Like your personality, like it's not like after when you were in college you were a different person. Oh, you changed, and then after college, oh, you changed. Like you're always from high school, college, and now you've always been like the same person. So I feel like I appreciate the consistency in your personality. So, and then also, I feel like you're content with your life, and you have your own thing going on. So it's not like if something happens for you, you'll forget about me, or something happens for me, you're like, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like we each like our own life. You know what I mean? Like so like. If like something about you, like, oh, I'm jealous about it, or like vice versa, like, you know, we have our lives are different, we have different career paths, different like, goals and stuff, so it's not like, you know, we're competing about anything. So I appreciate that.
I like that because, you know, over time we meet different people, we have different friends, but the same, you always remain true. You know, who you are, you're the same person, genuine, positive, you always have fun, and so that's important to me. I don't like to be, it's almost like you can just be. You don't have to like think about, okay, how I'm gonna be. You just kind of be yourself.
Today, Erica's gonna be in a mood today, like. I mean,
no,
you know what I mean? Like,
it's very carefree. We always have a good time. It's almost like we have different career paths, but the same goal. We want the same things in life. You know, and I think we motivate each other.
Give each other ideas. So that's what makes us best friends.
Niggas always got my back.
I'm
always talk about that.
Like in high school.
Oh yeah.
That's what
still talks about that.
I always have Erica's back. Cause like I always have your back because you don't do anything to anybody to make them be mad at you. So if someone is nasty to you or does bad things to you, I always know it's them. It's not you. So I'm just like, you're just jealous. Like, other people, like, you're just jealous. That's why you're so angry. Like, leave her alone, you know? So, I appreciate that. Okay, someone said, how did we both meet? In high school.
Yeah, I met in high school.
Yeah.
There's this mutual person that we knew in high school, and they were rallying up a dance team for the school because our school didn't have a dance team. And so it was like me and my sister, maybe first or second day, and she asked, "You guys want to be part of a dance team?" And at my other high school, I was a part of a dance team, and my sister, we both like to dance, so we said, okay.
Yeah.
And then we went and we met, and Iffy and her sister were a part of the dance group.
Yeah. And so, yeah, we met in high school.
Yeah.
What? I was a
Sophomore. No, you were a junior.
I was a junior, you were a sophomore, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird. It was just like just junior year and senior year. But it felt like we were together
I
4
know.
years at that school.
I think because that first year was just so much.
Yeah, and it felt long because we had like continuous drama with other people continuously until we left that place. So I think that's why it felt.
Yeah, and it was mostly just one person.
Yeah, who we cannot even speak of because I'll just curse the whole video.
That's how it happened in the first place.
Exactly.
My Xanga page.
Oh my gosh, Xanga, MySpace, top 5. All right, how have you two remained friends through the different stages of both of your lives? Back to what we said, like consistent personality, yeah. Because like we were together in high school, then like when I started college and you were still at Central, we were apart. So we've been apart since then. You know what I mean? Like since, because I was in college for 6 years. After you graduated, you got your master's. So it's kind of like what, 6 years? We were just like apart, you know, for schooling, right? Yeah. So just our personalities just remained as who we were.
Yeah.
And as you said, we've had our own friends throughout college that you were close to your friends in college, and I was close to my friends, but it was like, but you're not it's like you're not my best friend. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like.
Yeah, and I think also we don't live far. Yeah. But even when we came home, we really didn't see each other that often. It would just be sometimes on the phone. Yeah. Sometimes not. But if we had like big events or I guess life monument moments,
like family stuff. Yeah, like graduation. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we were always there. I don't know. It's just as I said, like from high school. You know, some people just don't remain friends. Like after high school, if you're away that long, people just grow out of each other. But yeah, we've just been there. I don't know. I feel like I can't find someone like you. Like just being my person. Like you won't judge me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like there's nobody else that I can trust to be like that. You know what I mean? So
only one Iffy.
There's only one Erica. Okay, my mom always wants to talk and never listen to how I feel. How do I get through to her? That's your question.
Oh my goodness. Well, I think that's hard because when you have a parent, when they behaved a certain way for a certain amount of time, they're kind of stuck in their ways sometimes. So it's hard, and especially with a parent-child dynamic. Because I know my mom, I'm not going to tell her anything. That's really tough. I always think, and I say this all the time, I always think it's good when you can write it down and write that person a letter, you know, so that they can take the time to read it and have it sink in, because it is very hard to have those conversations, especially when, you know, emotions are involved and they flare up, and that person might not, like if they're not going to listen to you, the next best thing might be to write them a letter and to, you know, explain it in a way that I want to have a better relationship, you know, with you, and not blaming them for anything, but just telling them from your part, you know, when I have a better relationship with you, I want to feel heard, or, you know, whatever wording that you want to use, but that's hard.
Yeah, that's a hard question. But like with my mom, let me see. No, my mom always listens to me. Like when I tell her stuff, like I don't know. It's not something to think about, you know, for me.
Yeah.
So it's like, do I think about, when I tell my mom something, is she listening? Like, no, she's like, you know, I don't know.
My mom, she listens, but sometimes I think it has to sink in for her a little bit. So if you bring something up, she might not right away, but then she'll sit back and think about it, and then she'll bring it back, and then we can talk about it, but it just takes a bit to sink in.
Okay.
So everybody's different.
Yeah, everybody's different. Everyone's like dynamic with their mom. I feel like it's different. I feel like Nikki and I were close to our mom, but then when I see someone like my other cousins or other friends, like they're not really that close to their mom, and I'm kind of like, I know you're close to her, but what I mean? I feel like the way our siblings are, like your siblings and your family, like we're close, like our moms are kind of like helicopter moms. So it's like you can't get away from being closer, but then it's like you still have that like friendship with them and stuff like that. So like I can't imagine not being close to like my mom and stuff.
Yeah. So. But if your parent wants to be close to you, then they're gonna have to make some adjustments. So.
Yeah, to be like approachable and stuff. Someone said how to leave a toxic relationship. I guess like a toxic friendship. Just leave.
That's what I was thinking. Just leave.
Just leave. Yeah, even if it's like a romantic relationship, just leave. I've been in toxic like relationships and friendships with people where it's just like the best way is to, if it's that toxic, just leave. Yeah.
Cold turkey.
Yeah. Cold turkey. That's the important thing.
I think if you know yourself, then hey, I might have to block this person. I might have to change my number. And maybe if you don't want to change your number because there's so many other people that have the number, but if you have to block that person, you can do that. Emails. I know somebody just kept emailing them over and over and over again. They had to block the emails and everything. So just having barriers and boundaries that you set for yourself is important. And then also you can talk to a therapist that can give you, if you need courage, because you can do like the practical things. You can do those steps, but sometimes you're like, oh well, I miss that person, or maybe I'll give them a chance or something. So I've never had to block anybody except one person, and I blocked them. That was earlier this year. In my 29 years of life, that's the first time I ever had to block somebody. It was an old friend that I had, and it was just.
You gotta do that. I've never had to block somebody. I lie. I've had to block somebody once in my life, and they will remain blocked.
Yeah,
but they always try to create trouble. And it's like they always try to pop up when something's happening. Like for me, like one time, I feel if I tell you like what the times they popped up, you might remember. But like during Inky's wedding, that person tried to pop up. And during my wedding, trying to pop up. So yeah.
You're blocked.
Yeah, you're blocked. All right. How do you guys keep your friendship alive? Trips. Yeah, you go on trips.
Yeah.
2013 was it? Or was it 14? You went on a cruise, right?
Yeah.
Was it 13?
That was
2013. Like the new year of 13.
That was 2000. Wait, okay.
No.
Because I just started my new job. That was 2014.
14, yeah.
Yeah.
We went on a cruise together. Year after that, we went to Punta Cana. Year after that, went to Spain. Right.
We went there the same year.
Punta Cana, Spain? Oh, okay. So same year. And then the year after that, I think, well, we didn't leave the country, but my bachelorette party.
Oh, yeah.
That was Vegas and LA. And then this year, we're in Mexico.
Yeah, and also social media, because we both like the social media and like celebrity stuff.
Oh yeah, we were sending each other memes back and forth, tagging each other and things all day,
Yeah. And some of my other friends don't really care about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know. Because like sometimes I'm like, Erica, it's either you or Nikki that I can send this to that they'll understand why I find this funny or why it's relevant, so yeah, just doing those things, and it's not even like we don't really call each other all the time, we don't, but we always text each other like every day, send each other stuff, all that stuff, because you're busy with your work, I'm busy with my work, but I feel like that's good, you know what I mean? Like we still stay close, but we don't, it's not like we call each other like all the time. So yeah. Let's see.
But I will say it's crazy that we don't do that, but we're still up to date on the same things.
Yeah. 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 It'd be like, you know what's going on in my life, I know what's going on with your life, but yeah. I feel like that's a good indicator, you know, where we are in life. Cassia.
It's her?
Yeah, she was like, can I be all friends?
Oh my God.
Yes, you're already our friend, Cassia. She was the one that we went on the cruise with that we were talking about. So, let's see. How do you remain true to your dreams in a relationship that seems to be engulfing your life? Okay, so I guess the relationship is engulfing your life and how to remain true to like what you want to do. I think that's what they're asking.
That sounds like a conversation between you and your partner.
Yeah.
You know, about what areas, you know, are engulfing on your own personal dreams.
Yeah.
And if that person, you know, really loves you and, you know, you're on the same page, then respect that and make some adjustments in your relationship. Because you should, for sure, always go for your dreams.
Yeah, and then that person should always support your dreams and then make sure that you're staying on top of your dreams. You know, like when I met Chris, I was just getting started with my clothing line. So I kind of like introduced it to, and also with YouTube and stuff. So I kind of like introduce it to someone little by little, because sometimes people might not understand, like, oh, why do you make videos and post it online and stuff, and like, oh, so what's your goals with like your clothing line? So, but he was so like supportive and interested in it, so he would always keep on me about like, oh, so how's things going? Like, do you have any ideas for new things? Want me to help you with something?
Yeah.
So he's always been like that, and then with like getting married and stuff, like he's even more, you know, helpful with a lot of, like, I call him my manager because he like manages me and helping me do all that stuff. So yeah, I feel like it's important to have someone make sure that they understand what your dreams are and they want to support it. So they make sure that they're doing what they can to help you get to your dreams. Because there's no point in being in a relationship with somebody. I always say, like, before you get married, you should have a sense of what you want to do in life, so that, because you know, marriage and life can get in the way of things, like having kids and stuff. But if you stay true to what you want to do and remember that, then you won't be like, you'll be on it. Not like you'll get married and then 10 years later you ask yourself like,
why did I do that?
Yeah, or what is my purpose? What am I doing? You know? Yeah. Or like, I wish I could go back and do this, or it's too late now, you know? So I feel like that's important.
Yeah, and make time for yourself too, because it could be not that, you know, it could be that person putting everything into the relationship that they're neglecting themselves too. So make time for yourself.
Yeah. Someone said, in a committed relationship, how does your partner feel about you traveling with your best friend? Even before Chris and I got married, he always said that, like, even though we're married, he wants us to, both of us should still continue to have our own personal friends. So him and his guy friends, and me and my girlfriends, and then also take trips with the guys, and take trips with the girls. So that, you know, it's not like once you're married, you just leave everything behind, you know. And
I was so happy to hear that when you told me Chris said that, because first I thought, I was like, oh, okay, well, we probably won't be able to take those trips anymore. That's what I thought, but I wasn't going to say anything about it. And then you say, oh yeah, Chris said, you know, want to make sure you continue to take your trips. I was like, oh, all right, I'm glad you thought about that.
Yeah, it's good, because I feel like it's good to, like, have a life outside of your marriage, you know what I mean? Because sometimes I feel like people their whole life is just them and their partner, and then I feel like you lose sense of yourself, because, like, you know, you're a different person with different people, you know, so, like, you don't want to lose, you know, the whole aspect of your personality and your whole being, you know, like just being around one person all the time and never hanging out with your friends. So
especially we live in different states too, so we wouldn't really.
And then sometimes, like, you would feel lonely because being with your partner is not the same thing as, like, having girl time and talking about things, you know, because you need that, you know, you need that time to, like, just, you know, say things, talk about things, have girl time and all that stuff. So it's important. Let's see, how old is your friendship? Last question, I think.
How old?
Yeah, last question on this ID. Yeah. How old is our friendship?
So that was, we met in 2004?
Is it 4?
Because you graduated in 06.
Yeah, yeah, 2004. So that's 4 years old, right? No. Wait, how old? 14. So that's
over 14 will be 10 years.
14. That's like a whole child.
14 years? Wait. Yeah, 14, 15. Oh wait, no, 15 years.
15.
Right?
You said 2004, yeah. Because 2014 would be 4 years, 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then 4 more years. Yeah.
In 2019.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's like a whole child. And like it's a whole like
That's a teenager. That's 15 years, right? Is that 15 years?
Yeah.
So I was 15. I think I was 15 when I met you, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 14, 15. Yeah, I was 15.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. Wow.
Because now I feel like I understand, oh, I've been friends with someone for 22 years. Like I feel like now I can feel that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes think like 22 years, doing what? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's crazy. I don't even feel like that long.
I know, it doesn't. It really doesn't. And we've been through like different stages and stuff like that. So yeah. Let me see if I can find some people asking things on Snapchat. That was the end of our Q&A. And be sure to watch our Mexico vlog, which I don't know will be posted along with this video. But this is Erica, my best friend. You guys have seen her not a couple times, many times throughout my videos. So yes,
I try to hide.
You can't be hiding. You know, when you hide, when you're gone for a long time from my videos, people always ask like, "Oh, like where's Erica? Where's Erica?" I'm like, I'm surprised that you remember like your name and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.